I'm Jerry.
And I'm Mark.
And I'm Matt.
And we're the Military Collectibles Shop. All right. Hey, welcome to yet another edition of What's New at the Military Collectibles Shop. This is an on-the-road edition where Matt and I are at the Show of Shows in Louisville, Kentucky. I think this is a map of Louisville behind me. I don't know. I've gotten lost.
Is that snow packed to the windows?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they do have a lot of snow here. Well, Mark was left holding down the fort and running the shop this week. So, but we wanted to share some of the stuff that we picked up along the way with you. Overall, the show was really good. I have to say I'm happy with the results. Happy with the stuff that we got. No super giant bell ringers, but I think we all got some stuff that we're certainly happy with. So we'd like to share it with you. So I'll go first. So because this is actually one of the first things I picked up on Thursday. Was it Thursday? Wednesday night? It's all a blur at this point. And it's not just because of the beer. But this is an aggressor helmet, U.S. Army aggressor helmet that was made out of a World War II U.S. liner. And these were worn by opposing forces back when they called opposing forces aggressors. But apparently being called aggressors and looking like the Russians made the Russians a little angry. So they eventually had to change the name from aggressor to opposing forces to be more politically correct with the enemy that you were trying to kill. But this is a really cool example of an aggressor helmet. Mark already has one in his collection from his dad, who was an aggressor, serving with the 32nd Infantry. So that was very cool. But since my dad was not an aggressor, I had to buy my own helmet. So, but I've been looking for one of these for a while, so I was very happy to find it. And it's a nice early example.
My dad really loved being an aggressor.
Yeah, I think one of our friends, Ralph, an old shop friend who unfortunately passed away, he was an aggressor too, and I think he liked his time as an aggressor as well. I think it gave them a little bit of freedom and kind of the ability to sort of really mess with the new guys. As we all like to do. Matt,
Sorry, Matt.
Matt, what did you find?
Well, I've been looking to complete a World War II USMC mannequin, and I've been able to get most of what I was missing. Since most of my stuff is salty, I already had an original World War II USMC helmet, but this one is a little bit worse condition than the other one I had, which is really going to fit with everything else I have. It has the correct liner, it has a nicer early war khaki color chin strap, fixed bail, it's exactly what I was looking for. And then just for field gear, I was able to get this beautifully marked P41 pack. And it has a UNIS marking on it, which indicates that it was from the 4th Marine Division. It also has a name on it, which is something I'm very much looking forward to doing further research on. Maybe I can get this guy's story.
That'd be awesome. Nice stuff. I got some Marine Corps stuff too. Very cool. Set of World War II Marine Corps underwear. Named. So maybe I can get this guy's story. And I don't know, but there's a big hole in one of the ass cheeks. So
it had to be cut out.
Yeah, maybe he was wounded. Well, we'll go with that. I don't know. It was a gift from a very dear friend of ours, so I could not say no. Actually, when I looked at it, I thought it might be because the color is really similar to the World War II Marines women's uniforms, and I thought, oh, that might be a woman's Marine uniform, and I picked it up, and he's like, you can have that. I'm like, oh crap, it's underwear. Oh well, but it's mine now. So, thinking of you, Bryce. All right. Mark.
I picked up this fire police helmet.
Oh, that's cool.
Today, walked into the shop.
Oh, that's a real early one.
Yeah.
Not only with the comb, but with The tilted national and the big white.
There it goes.
Yeah, no, that's a cool fire helmet.
Yeah. So it's got the liner in it, so it's not just the shell, but this part of the stuff that flowed into the shop today.
That's good. All right, I picked up some other stuff. I got a tray of like World War II British regimental badges. Not really what I normally seek, but the guy made me an offer on the whole thing that I could not refuse, and it included the Riker mount. So I'm like, okay. Our friend Rick collects a lot of the British stuff, so if there's nothing here he needs, this will just be stock for the store. Basically, the guy had everything identified and priced, and he cut me a great deal on the whole thing, so I couldn't say no.
Well, I got one of these very popular Hitler tobacco card books.
Oh, sure.
That's all. I remember years ago when somebody brought one of these in, they thought it was Hitler's photo album and thought they were like going to pay off their house with the amount of money we were going to offer them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just remember them being very disappointed in what they got. One of the other things that walked in, and it's not exactly military, but there was West Milwaukee former firemen. You know, West Milwaukee got rid of their fire department because we're so close to Milwaukee. They hired the Milwaukee Fire Department to take care of their fires. So they, the West Milwaukee Fire Department was gone for about 20 years. So he brought in some patches. I don't know if you can, can you see them? But the one thing he was cool, besides the patches, was his badge.
Oh, wow.
And
cool.
His badge was number 2. And, it's like, it seemed like there had to be a good story behind being number 2 with all of the numbered badges. No, they just drew number 2. And that was the big story behind number 2.
The chief was number 1, he was number 2.
Or, towards the top or something. But no, it was just badge number 2.
I wonder.
But it's kind of cool. It's not military, but what can you do?
Yeah, no, it's kind of quasi-related, and we certainly see, love for that stuff. You didn't have to show. There was some guys selling different law enforcement badges, and a couple guys going around looking for law enforcement badges, so it's definitely a tangentially related thing. I wonder if Barney Fife was like number 2 in the Mayberry Police Department.
And I think the West Milwaukee Fire Department was bigger than 2 people. Then again, I don't know.
Are you sure? Yeah, West Milwaukee used to be my old staggering grounds. I'll have to tell you some stories about that sometime. All right, one of the other things I picked up was a woman's... Are you drinking on the job?
What?
All right, well then, here. Prost.
Almost.
I picked up a woman's World War II U.S. Army uniform, which is very cool. But what's even more cool, or cooler, as the kids say, and this is actually what drew me to it, I picked up her uniform. Get my act together. Anyway, I picked up her uniform from the Selective Service something. The triple S from when she served with the Selective Service, basically the draft. So she was working in Washington, D.C. With the Selective Service. And I have the hat for it too, somewhere in my box of stuff. But very, very unusual uniform. Hadn't seen this one before. Also comes with the skirt. For those of you who have been following along, I do have a large collection of women's militaria. Not a collection of large women militaria, but a large collection of women's militaria. So I was excited to get that. And what's really, well, a couple things really cool. Here's the hat, also with the SSS on it, matching. But in the pocket, so it's named to her, and in the pocket there was actually some photo negatives. So I'm going to have to see if I can get those transferred. And unfortunately, she was actually killed in an airplane crash in Italy. So kind of a sad story there. But her uniforms, are still with us, and they'll continue to tell her story because of that. So I'll transfer the pictures out and see. We'll get our chief researcher on it and see what we can find.
So I have something that, okay, this was part of a collection we had bought a while back, and it was one of those things that was like overlooked, and it was just like nothing, but it was like it became, I got this, I don't know, I got this matchbox, okay, and it was like there's a couple of pieces of wood inside of this matchbox, and didn't think anything of it, and on the back of the matchbox it says Garden of Eden. And it just flashed back. It was like when we bought this stuff, I think there was like a patch for like the Persian Gulf or Persian whatever sleeve patch was in there, and it was like in Iraq, there's an area called the Garden of Eden because that's where they believe it was. And there was a tree there, they call it the Tree of Knowledge. And, the American soldiers were there, and the tree was very old, and, they believed it was part of the original Garden of Eden. But, the American soldiers were like carving little souvenirs out of that tree. The tree died in 1946. And, there's the part of me that wonders, are these really from that Tree of Knowledge? And it's like kind of a leap of faith sort of thing. And it was like, it's not like something I can just throw out. It was like this is, it's kind of a leap of faith,
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
certainly
that's what I
possible. If you plant those and they grow apples, don't eat them.
Oh yeah.
And if you see
There's a serpent that keeps coming out of the box.
right, yeah. If you see any talking snakes, just ignore it. Wow. You never know. Stranger things have materialized.
With all of the pieces of the original or the true cross and stuff, it's like, this is like something that I just can't, just can't blow off.
No, that's probably as best documentation as you can get for something like that.
We do have, a piece of Hitler's house too, and a piece of Hitler's couch, right. But at least the couch piece, you can check out with pictures and to verify the pattern on the couch. And, with the piece of his house. No,
The brick,
you don't go by what's written on the note.
right? Yeah.
But if we had an expert that could, like, never mind, I'm not going to go there.
Don't go there. Okay. We all know what you're thinking.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Something I was able to pick up at the show of shows for Mark today was actually a Gebirgsjäger hat starter kit. So we've got the front piece with the cockade from a Gebirgsjäger officer, and the side piece with the Edelweiss attached to it. So that was very cool. And normally I'd buy these for myself, but since Mark wasn't able to go, I kind of felt bad. So, and it's a really cool addition to his Gebirgsjäger collection.
Thank you.
Did you have more stuff, Matt?
Yeah, just a couple more items. Well, first off, I found it very difficult to find in really nice condition Marine Corps frogskin shelter half. Usually you can find the ponchos, no problem, but the shelter halves themselves, these are significantly harder to find than the ponchos themselves. And from everything I could see, all the buttons are here, it wasn't cut down, and it's still very pliable. Really, really nice condition. And then of course, what is a rifleman without some field gear? So I was able to get a cartridge belt along with a couple canteens. One of them is really nicely marked, also to the 4th Marine Division is marked back here, along with the suspenders. I pretty much got everything I needed to finish my mannequin at the show of shows. That's really one of the great things about it. No matter what you're looking for or what you're trying to collect, odds are you're gonna find what you're looking for there.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, that's really cool.
Thank you.
Does your mannequin have underwear?
You know what? All right, I forgot to look for that.
I know I got it.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. As many of you know, it's time for Fun with Flags with Jerry. The guy actually had this one labeled as a Sun in Service flag, which is not, but I wasn't going to argue with him because what's the point? But what this is this is a 4th War Loan honor flag. And what's cool about this is it has the stars for multiple awards. So, this could have been a school or a factory or someplace that met the quota for the 4th War Loan in World War I. So they were, they were basically awarded the flag 3 times with the addition of the stars. For those of you who may not know, I am working on my second book, all the other flags of the home front of World War I and World War II, which is not the title of it. So, and I still don't actually have the title. So.
Flags too?
Flags too.
Flags.
More flags. All right. One of the other cool things about the show is, networking with people you know. And one of the wives of one of my good friends was able to actually find me some Super Bowls for my Super Bowl collection. So thanks to Ronnie, who was able to get me some Super Bowls because she knows that I collect Super Bowls. So thanks for playing along and paying attention and giving them to John to bring halfway across the country to me. So I appreciate that. So I promised John I wouldn't make any ball jokes, so I'm not going to. All right, you got anything else?
I didn't bring anything else.
Okay, I have some more stuff. Oh, this is cool. I actually got this from another friend of ours, Dudley, who's an awesome guy. But this is a set of the Kiska patches. And the reason I got this was actually, for those of you who might remember the episode where Mark and I were talking about our favorite things, and I wanted that helmet with the net and the medic cross and the bullet hole. And I'm like, oh, this has a number on it. I should research this. Yeah, okay. Well, I finally did, and it turns out our researcher, Bronco, found just a whole bunch of stuff in the guy. He was the 10th Mountain guy up in Kiska, actually got wounded there, and he found in a newspaper article with the guy holding the helmet in the picture in the article. So just really cool. But I wanted to put one of the Kiska patches with it, and this is one of the formation type that they actually used, and then later on they came out with the fully embroidered one, and then Dudley also had like the DI pin, which I had not seen before, didn't know it existed, and so I was real excited to get that. So I'm going to keep that with the helmet, just to kind of showcase where it had been, and unfortunately where he got shot by the Canadians by mistake.
But he wasn't killed.
Speaking of Canadians, shout out to Robert and Socorro. How you guys doing? I hope you're staying warm up there. No, he did not get killed, but I'm sure it was a bell ringer. And then I bought a couple cases of just random like bits of insignia. This was a collection of these people's father who had collected. And he was, for whatever reason, diversing his collection. So just a bunch of like medals, small stuff, Marine Corps pins, unit crests. The reason I wanted this is because there was an abundance of interesting home front memorabilia and some unique Army-Navy E Award pins. The E Award was given to factories for excellence in production. And so again, in book 2, I'm going to be showcasing, not only the flags, but the associated pins, because like the factory was awarded the flag, but the workers would get the pins to show their participation, I guess, in getting the award. But some early stuff, just a whole lot of like little stuff, and some military currency, and some more home front pins, war loan. Related, mostly World War I, war saving stamps, and some different ones, that we normally don't see from different areas of the country. Columbus Community War Chest, British American Ambulance Corps donation, GM savings bonds, so just kind of all over the place stuff. And then I don't have it here. I don't know what I did with it. I think I lost it. But I also got a hat from Mark for one of his tunics. What did we say it was? Schützen? No, or
Jaeger.
Jaeger. Thank you. Yeah. Have another beer.
Okay, it's not that I didn't buy more stuff. I bought a lot more stuff, and I didn't think bringing a sleeping bag out so you guys could see it.
Yay!
And I did get 2 M43 U.S. Field Jackets.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
That weren't reproductions. And
any patches on
I
them?
did buy some Vietnam helmets.
Wow.
A couple of M1 bayonets. I put a bid on some Indian War stuff, which included a belt, which with the square buckle, leather belt, with 2 McKeever pouches, 2 Indian Wars bayonets, but they also had an M1 bayonet and a Japanese bayonet, and I think those people will be back. But there's kind of a lot of other stuff that some reenactor stuff, German reenactor helmet, and I think there's a bread bag that maybe World War I German. I'm not positive on it, but I guess a little more research on that. And I just wasn't going to drag all of that stuff home.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, honestly, it was hard enough getting this bin of stuff up to the hotel, and there's still a few pieces that I know Matt left behind. But yeah, he did, you know. And again, I mean, you know, unfortunately, you know, Mark wasn't able to come. Our other friend wasn't able to join us. So Matt and I did a pretty good job of holding on the fort by ourselves. I thought we did an excellent job. You know, but we weren't able to get around a lot. I mean, there was opportunities to, but it's such a big hall. You know, I mean, literally it would take like 15 minutes to walk kind of from where we were to any far edge of it. You know, just walking, not even looking at stuff. So, you know, anytime you go out, you know, it just takes a long time. We weren't able to methodically go through the show. But I did talk to a lot of people. Really, thanks also to all of you who've stopped by to say hi and say you enjoyed the videos. And the couple of you that mentioned that you have friends that hate our videos. That's okay too. We embrace all. I just wonder why they bother watching them if they hate them. But it doesn't matter as long as they subscribe. They can hate us all they want. Just subscribe. So
Hey, can you bring me back ice cream tomorrow?
yeah, we can
I
try.
was looking at the weather forecast, and I don't think I'll have any problem with it melting on your way back.
Yeah, that's true. It has been a little chilly down here in Louisville. Yeah, just like home. So not a whole lot of difference between Louisville and Wisconsin.
It's actually warmer here today than it is down there. It was like 27 degrees, and it was like,
Yeah.
what's happening to the snow? There's this water coming out of the snow. What is that?
Yeah, no, they don't know what to do with the snow here. They just kind of leave it. And it's like, and I even saw a shovel inside the place. I was going to go shovel the walk, but I thought, no, show them how.
Was it sealed in a case that said, in case of emergency, break glass?
Yeah. But overall, I want to say with the new hall, the new date, you know, the little bit of confusion, the long lines getting in, overall, it was a really good show, as the show of shows always is. You know, pretty much everybody I talked to found something. Very few people got skunked. If they did, they were so particular in what they were looking for. You know, like I did not find a Fond du Lac knife. I did find another guy looking for a Fond du Lac knife, which was a little disheartening. But you know, so I mean, sometimes you have those, and like with this uniform, I didn't even know it existed until I came across it, and I thought, wow, that's really interesting. You know, and then the dealer was able to you know, tell me about it, and I was like, ooh, I have to have that. So that was a nice piece to add to the collection that I was not searching for. And unfortunately, Matt found out the hard way on one of the lessons that we do teach, or we try to teach, you know, about, you know, don't be that guy. If you see something at the show and it's fairly priced, buy it. Because Matt waited about 15 minutes between, you know, seeing it and thinking about it, and then when he went back, it was gone. You know, and that's happened to more than a few people I talked to. You know, they went back to look for something, and it was.
It's never happened to us, has it?
I think it's never not happened to us.
Yeah.
You know, or you just can't find the person. You know, again, even though the aisles are numbered and lettered, and then you can dial in everything. Sometimes.
Yeah, when the vendor leaves his table and you just sit there for a half hour waiting for him to come back.
Right. Yeah, there's a couple people, you know, mentioning that. You know, so some vendors had their phone numbers down, which was very handy. You know, so if you are going to leave your table, maybe leave your phone number there so people can call you. Matt and I did great with calling each other back to the table when we needed to. So that was very helpful. The cell phone technology, it's a wonderful thing. Okay, but yeah, otherwise the ice cream was good. Shout out to Carl for providing me with some awesome strawberry ice cream. since I convinced him, and since he was a first-time vendor there, Carl from the Kenosha Military Surplus, that the new guys had to buy ice cream for the old guys. So, but he's a Marine, so it's pretty easy to pull one over on him. Sorry, Carl. But I do appreciate the ice cream. It is really good ice cream. If you get a chance to get it, we did get some for Puppet Mark. I don't know. Somebody ate it. Let's see what else.
He melted all over his chest.
Right. Yeah. What else can I tell you? It was great to see so many of our friends. Honestly, friends from Wisconsin, we normally don't get to run into that much. Our friends from Wisconsin, we do see a lot. Our friends from Illinois, our Iowaoian friends, the Ohio people, a lot of friends from Michigan. Talked to some people who flew in from Washington State. Talked to our buddies from Florida, Texas, California, France. A lot of our French people. Got to see one of our French friends, Philippe, and his wife. They were there. That was nice to see them. It's a great social event. So meet the people. Behind the websites, behind the stuff that you enjoy seeing. If you can get to the show, get to the show. Make plans for next year. And that's the thing too, because now it's like over a year away. I mean, we planned so much for this show. And it's like Christmas. It's like you do all this stuff. You get everything in order. You get all the wrapping paper. You get everything. And then, boom, it's over. And you're like, wait a minute. I have to go back. And, but no, the show's over. Sorry. You missed it. So now we got to wait until February of next year.
Yeah, it's surprising how that does that.
Yeah. Oh well. But support your local shows. In the meantime, between the show of shows, go to your local shows. There are plenty of shows wherever you are. Show your support for the military hobby. One of the things we did, which was really cool, I thought it was cool, we gave away patches to kids under 15. So that was very popular with a lot of the families and kids. So thanks to everybody, and a lot of very, very gracious and very polite children. That was nice to see. A couple people just took patches and left. Whatever. We don't cast aspersions, but for all the kids who said thank you and really appreciated it, it was real nice to meet you. We're trying to get some kids into the hobby, so hopefully you guys are doing your part to encourage young folk like our young Matt here to get them into the hobby. So. All right. Anything else anybody wants to add? I'll take that as a no.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you get on with it. But thanks for joining us for this on-the-road trip with the Military Collectibles Shop to the Show of Shows in Louisville, Kentucky. Until next time, I'm Jerry.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Matt.
And we are the Military Collectibles Shop. Okay, we'll have to work on that one.
I like the way I see my mouth move, and it's way out of sequence, like
a Godzilla movie?
Like something is
Godzilla!
dubbing my voice in.
All right. Thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate all of you who watch the videos. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the emails. Visit our website, www.militarycollectorshq.com. If you can't remember that, militarycollectibleshop.com. And if you can't remember that, just Google Military Collectibles Shop. You will find us. So, all right. We'll see you next time. Everybody stay safe, stay warm, and stay collecting.